We're going to see now Be'ez Hashem Yisborach Maseches Niddah Daf Tes Amud Aleph. Masnita Pliga Rabbi Chanina. We have a machlekes between Rabbi Chanina and Rabbi Lazar. Rabbi Chanina says that a woman that produces dam yavish, it comes out right away, blood that's dry and cannot return into liquid, even if you soak it for 24 hours. Rabbi Chanina says tahira, it's not a problem. She used to abort certain type of peels that were red. The doctor says she has a certain wound inside a uterus. Hairs that are red. They called the doctors. They said she has a wart. So the only reason why they made her clean is because the doctors verified that she has a certain sickness in her uterus. If they would not say that, then we would say that she's unclean. So we see clearly that even though it's 100% not it's dry, because we're talking a case where they soaked it and didn't turn back into blood, because had it turned to blood for sure it would be unclean. But we're talking in a case where we soak it 24 hours and still it stays solid. So what do we see from here? That even in such a case it is tummy. So we see that there's no such thing that dam yavish, if it comes out dry from the beginning, it is Torah. Because even in such a case where we know 100% sure, if we don't know that there's a makkah, we say it's tummy. So we see here like Rabbi Lazar. Rabbi Lazar said, Tameya, dam yavish, it comes out dry, is tummy. It has no answer for this. This is the question. So there, I brought down the Gemara just because it's some connection with this Gemara, but you don't have to. It's brought down from B'chayres Daf Mem Vav, and it's really not so important. So I'll just skip it to the Yerushalmi's part. This type of birth that we're talking here, we're talking of B'chayr L'Nachla, the Chol HaLeida Sheb'Torah, is following the rules of all the giving births that you find in the rest of the Torah. Ma HaLeida Sheb'Torah, Ad Sheyetzei Roishe V'Rubai, V'Zu Ad Sheyetzei Roishe V'Rubai. So here, there's interesting language that it means Ad Sheyetzei Roishe V'Rubai. In this context, it's interesting because the wording is very misleading. It means Oy Rubai, Oy. That you don't need to have the head. Roiv is enough. Shima Lukash Omar. No. Meshuna, he says no, it's not true. Meshuna hi aleida hazoishu kalei sheb'Torah. Kalei sheb'Torah tiyes yesh v'rubai. V'zu achiyetza kares panav. He says, but when it comes to B'choyer, who is the firstborn? Who gets the double portion? We know the first one. How about if the first baby stuck out his head, and then the second one came out? So Rish Lakish says it needs to. Then for sure it's good. Yeah, but here, what is the question? If the majority of the baby came out of the first one, but not the head. Rish Lakish says no. Rish Lakish says that the face is important. The face. He explains, if it comes out upside down, it comes down from the feet. Yochanan says, no problem. If the majority is okay, that's the Shlokish Ashetetza Korresponov. No. Since the first baby did not stick out the head yet, and the second one put out the head first, that's what counts. According to Rabbi Yochanan, Ruba is enough. Ruba is enough. Any Yadua, Teish the Zachar in the cave, the Rabbi Meir. Chom Omrim Kol She'ena B'Turas Adam Eina Vlad. This is our Mishnah. It says that if it has no resemblance of a human, it's not considered a baby, and she doesn't have to sit any days of Tumah or Tahara at all. Not like Rabbi Meir that says that there is such a thing. A baby has to be a human. Not anything that looks like an animal is not considered a baby, and she doesn't have to sit Yemei Tumah. Kolin Tanin and Teishel Zachar in the cave. Ever it says the word she has to sit the days for a male and a female. What does it mean? Yudalat Meyan V'Chavav HaToyrim. She has to sit 14 days at tummy days because maybe it's in the cave. However, she only gets 26 clean days because maybe it's a Zachar, and Zachar only has altogether 40 days, so she can only have another 26 clean days. 26 plus 14 is 40. That's when everything that's concerning regarding to live with her husband. Then she is metame truma 80 days. She has to wait till 80 days to touch truma. Chanina, Breder Babo. Chanina the son of Rabbi said, Taima de Rabbi Meir, what is the reason for Rabbi Meir? It says the word Yitzira by animal, just like it says by a human. It says by animal also the word Yitzira. I'm asked the question, because also the Torah uses the word Vayitzer to teach us that it has the same language of a human. That's why Rabbi Meir says it has the same tumah of a human, the tumah of a zachar and a keva. If so, if you say the word Yitzira counts, Yipila, the mushar veruach teitem temei leida. And my answer is if she aborts something, a piece that looks like a mountain or like a wind, maybe a balloon or something. It doesn't say the word Yitzira when Hashem created the world. It says in a different pasuk, but not in the pasuk of Bereshis. Rabbi says a different reason why Rabbi Meir says it's Tamei. Because the animals have a certain feature similar to humans, that they look forwards. The eyes of an animal are in front of him, not on the side, so they have this similarity to humans. He has the question, it says in Masechta B'choros that if the animal's eye is similar to a person, it's a mum. It means the animal does not resemble, the eye of an animal does not resemble a human. Omer Rabbi Yossi, Mataninan, Soikrin, Mataninan Mahalchan. Does it say is not resemble in this sense that they don't look forwards or they are not in front? They should definitely resemble in this regard, in this respect. It's just the ball. So by a person it's round, and by animal it's lengthy. Or there's more white than black. That's what the Mishnah means. That's the animal is different, but really in that respect of looking forwards, that's similar to a human, and that's why Rabbi Meir says it's Tamei Leida. They asked on a question of Meir that he holds that a woman gives birth to an animal, the woman is Tamei Tumas Leida. He asked the question, Pila de Must Eiref. She aborted something that looks like a crow. He stands in the top of a palm tree, and you tell this crow you should come and give chalitza Yibbum. It means, let's say she has one of her sons that married to a woman and he died. Now this woman is the brother of the dead of her husband. Is this animal? Does he have to give chalitza? Only Rabban said ad makshula the Meir because she's the Rabbanon. You can ask the same question on the Rabbanon. Rabbi Yasser said in the name of Yochanan, Kulei Adam in front of behema. If the whole thing is a man and a human, and just the face is like an animal, ain't a vlad. It's not considered a vlad. It's not considered giving birth. Killer behema in front of Adam. If the whole thing is an animal besides one part, the face is like a man, Vladu, it's considered a child, a regular baby. She has to sit, you made tumah mitar. Now let's see a question. Kula Adam upon a behema. The first case where the face is like an animal and the rest is like a human. He's reading the Torah because he's human, so he can read the Torah. So you want to slaughter him? If this face is like a human, we say that he has a din of a human. But he's like an animal, so he's plowing the field. How can it be such a thing? You tell him, hello, come out from the field and give chalitza for this woman because you're the brother of the deceased brother. You're the brother of the deceased. So the same question you can ask also on the Rabbanim. Now we'll give the simonim that if you have these simonim, then we say that this is a human. According to the Rabbanan, right? We need to have simonim of the face. It should look like a human. Hameitzach, the forehead, Agvinim, the eyebrows, the eye, the ear, Vales is the cheek, Vachoitim, the nose, Vazokn, and the beard, Vagum is Azokn, and the dimples of the beard. You don't need to have everything. If one of these things that look like a human, in other words, either the forehead or the eyebrows or the eyes or the ears, one of these aforementioned things, so that's the argument. If one is enough, or all of them have to, if one of the things are similar to a person, to a human, if it's considered a simon and makes him into a human that the mother has to sit, you make tumah v'tahara. He says, very big chiddush, even if nothing of the face are like human, just the nails, that is enough already to give him the status of a human. Probably the chumrah that the mother has to sit, you made tumah. I'm not sure for the kula. but the Chumrah for sure. There it says by animal that if a cow gave birth to a camel, it's only mutter b'achila if the head and most of the animal is similar to the mother. So he's not happy with part of it, and for sure not happy if only the nails. You have to be, most of it has to resemble the mother. And here, when it comes to giving birth, he says even if only one tiny part is similar to the mother, let's say it has nails like human, we can already say it has a status of a human, and the mother has to sit yimei tumah. By a human, even if it's a tiny thing similar, it's considered already human, and we have to be choishish, we have to be worried maybe it has a din of a human, and that's why here Reb Shimon Yochai is machmer even if only the nails are similar to human. Omer Rabbi Oz Vehadar went to Durham, to south. The father of Rabbi Yoshia, Bakapara. These two people asked him, what's if the whole body is like a human and just the face resembles an animal? Is the mother Tomei or not? Oz Vehadar Rabbi Amalei, he said, Rabbi answered, Amalei, say. So Chia asked Rabbi. Rabbi was his. He went back. Chia was a Talmud from Rabbi, so Rabbi came back and he asked. Chia came back. He asked Rabbi. So Rabbi answered, "Say save lehem ein avlad." You can answer them back. No, don't worry about it. It's not considered the mother does not have to sit. You made tumah v'tahara. Omer Rabbi Meir, nofik zuga levar. The children of Rabbi Chia went outside. Sha'an leir choma avuda oishiv kapar. They went to visit some towns in Eretz Yisrael. Before Rabbi Chia himself went, and now his kids went somewhere to the villages. They also met them there in these towns. If the two eyes are smeared, they're not defined. They're not defined. It's just like one. It's together with the face. You can't really see them separate. Also, B'Shar Rabbi, same thing. He went back home. I guess the kids told the father, and the father asked Rabbi, don't worry about it. It's not considered a child. Rabbi goes like his shitta, like his Rabbi he says the whole face, if there's one part that's not resembling a human, then it's not considered a human. What if they're messed up? Do you see the everything there? There's eyes, there's ears, but it doesn't look like it's everything is separate. Everything is like a mishmash. If this is considered a baby or not. Didn't say that. You cannot give any leniencies to give her the days of Tahara. But she does have to sit Yimei Tumah, the 14 or 7 days. For that, we have to consider that baby a regular child. But we cannot consider the baby Lakula to give her the leniencies of a Vlad that she should have Yimei Toyer. Let's just finish one more piece to the Mishnah. If it's the hips, from the hip and on, everything is closed. There's no feet, there's nothing, ain't a Vlad. It's not considered a Vlad. It's very interesting. So you see here, even if it has a face and everything, but since that part of the body is very important and that's not formed at all, it's just one piece, so it's not considered, I guess even Lekula, she's not Tomei. If the navel there's no hole there, so there's no way the baby could probably get any food from the mother, so it's also nothing. If the place where the place where the urinates, or the other parts where it needs to have the holes there that need to help for the digestion tract, everything is stuffed, it's also nothing. If the Gilgoilus is the skull is stuffed up, it means there's no, like a baby is born with a certain hole there, indent, so it means there's no brain, and then it's also not considered a blood. All these are signs that there actually never formed any kind of baby here, and then the mother does not have to sit. You may lay the, no, you may tumah, no, you may tahara, for sure not. Okay, this is the end of Daf Tes Amud Aleph.